I'm Jim Spencer. I'm with Bluefield West Virginia Economic Development Authority, and today we're doing Canva 102, and I'm gonna tell you why I learned Canva. I like to fiddle with woodworking. So all of these were made in Canva and made into a PNG and cut out on a piece of wood. After you got a PNG, then there's a free converter to make an SVG, and the SVG cuts circles. So a lot of times when you think of Canva, you just think of flyers, posts on Instagram, social media, things like that. But all these, and what these represent, is partners that have done training classes for us. So you remember when, I think you came to the one we had last year on government contracting, going, when you go into business, things like that, they have one of these. So there's all kind of applications for what's used with Canva. So I'm pleased that these young ladies are doing Canva 102. If you have any questions, let us know. Please fill out the survey at the end, because we want to know what classes are next. Matter of fact, one that I'm trying to get set up is Cybersecurity 101 for Business. So when you start thinking about today, everybody's using more internet-based products and things like that. You need to make sure that your network is protected. So that's one that we're trying to work on. So think of any other classes you want and let us know. Faith?
All right, thank you, Jim. Good morning to all of you here with me and those joining on Zoom. We are so excited to have you with us today. Whether you join Canva 101, which I might add, you'll be able to find that whole class on our YouTube. So Felicity, you can go back and watch that, the entire class. For those of you that are on Zoom, please keep your microphone muted. Unless you have a question, feel free to pop in. We don't mind that. And also throw questions in the chat box or comments. So, all right, let's get started. All right, so I just want to mention we are so dedicated to your success as a business owner, and we are just so excited to be able to offer these completely free courses to you every single week. And we encourage you all to invite a friend, tell someone about it. If you know someone that could benefit from this, let them know about it. Okay, so let's jump in. I just want to do a quick overview of a couple things that we touched on in Canva 101. First off, you don't have to be a graphic designer to have good content. A lot of people think this is, you have to be a graphic designer to create professional looking materials to market your business, but you don't. Canva makes it so easy, so simple. It's free and easy to use. It is so user friendly, and it makes creating content so simple. There are tons of ready to go templates and photos, professional looking photos, I might add, good quality. You can use these to do flyers, business cards, social media posts, menus, if you own a restaurant. The list literally goes on, and we covered a lot of that in Canva 101, just all that you can create using Canva. And as Jim mentioned, with those wooden coins, you see the possibilities are pretty much endless with Canva. Also, like I mentioned, you can make materials that look professional. You don't have to use, Adobe Illustrator to do this. You can jump right on into Canva and do this very simply. And Canva does all of the heavy lifting for you design-wise. So it is super great. I completely recommend it. All right. Just bear with me. Okay. So I just want to do a little bit of review as far as navigating Canva. Now I do want to mention there's going to be two different views that you're going to see depending on if you use it on desktop or if you use it on mobile. So just be mindful of that, where something might be in Canva desktop, you might not, see it where it's supposed to be in Canva mobile. So I just wanted to help, familiarize you with both of them. So I'm going to exit out of this, if it will let me. All right, well, I'm having some technical difficulties, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're just I'm gonna explain it off of the screen using this image right here. So as soon as you jump into Canva on a desktop, you are gonna see your main menu on your left. So you are gonna see a recommended for you tab, all your designs tab. This is where all of your designs are going to be located once you start creating them. You are going to see recent designs. So this is where your most recent designs will pop into. You're going to see a shared with you tab. Like we mentioned in Canva 101, you can use Canva to create content with multiple people using the share option, which is really neat. We do it all the time here. You're going to see a brand kit option, which this is where you can input text and color schemes, different themes that you might want to use. There's a content planner, which is super great and easy to use, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later. This is all your folders tab. So if you want to create a folder, a specific folder for just Instagram or just Facebook, you know, you can create folders to put all of that content into. You're going to have a trash tab, of course, for all those designs that you're just like, I don't really care for that. And then if you create a team on Canva, which is simple to do, you're going to see that right here. So you can see our beta, our departments team right there. Also, you're going to have this home tab up here, which is going to feature some templates, different features that you're going to be able to find, a learn tab, which this has tutorials and different courses that you can take if you want to kind of do more of a deep dive into Canva. As soon as you get to this home screen, you are going to see instantly they're going to be popping up templates for you to use. And then once you scroll down, you're going to be able to see even more of those templates. All right, so let me get into showing you the mobile view really quickly. All right. So this is going to be the view that you see for mobile. This is kind of just your home page. It looks a lot similar to desktop. You are going to see some template options right here. And I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you guys, just walk you through it. So as you can see, many different templates at the top. If you scroll down, you're going to be able to see even more suggested templates to use: Instagram, stories, Facebook posts, flyers, wallpapers, all kinds of good stuff. All right, this is your design tab. So you get here by clicking that little design icon in the middle, and this is where all of your designs will be located once you start creating them. This is your menu tab, and you get to it by hitting the menu icon down at the bottom right. And this menu is going to be the exact same as this left menu. So that's where you find that. All right. Also, if you get to the home page and you are like, I'm looking for a template, but I don't see it, you can go up to this top search bar and search whatever you are looking for. And I might add, if you're looking for a specific type of template, like you want to create a opening or grand opening Instagram post, but you don't see that just by searching Instagram post, you can go in and actually specifically search for that. All right, let's move on. Okay, so I want to just point out the editor is so simple to use. It's just a matter of figuring out where to find what. And we're going to get into each of these editing features. And I'm just going to go over the desktop editor. I'm not going to do the mobile, because the mobile, it's super simple. And once you get the desktop down, you're going to be able to figure out mobile as well. All right. Awesome. It worked for me this time. Okay. So we did lightly cover this in Canva 101, but I just kind of want to do more of a deep dive. As you'll see, I actually created this presentation in Canva. So I'm going to just kind of give you a run through of the side and the top editor. So right here, this is your side editor. You have at the top different templates. So, you know, if you went to your home page and you've picked out a template to use, this is the view that you're going to now see. And so say you pick a template, but you're not really feeling that template anymore, you want to use a different one, you can just simply click this template tab and pick a new one. Super simple to do. Also, you're going to see an uploads option. You can upload media by hitting this purple button right here. You can also upload video and audio, and this is great if you're doing like an Instagram story or some other kind of video that requires audio or something. So you can also open your file tab and just simply drag a photo into this area right here, and that's super simple to do. All right, we also have photos, and this is where all of your nice professional looking stock photos are going to be located. And this is, pretty simple. You would just go to this search bar and search, whatever word that you're wanting as far as a picture. You'll see these little suggestions up at the top for related words. So super simple search feature for photos. We have elements. And essentially, an element is a shape, a line, an icon, a graphic, that you can insert into your design. We use a lot of icons. We use the social media icons. We use shapes a lot of the time. You really just have to dig in here and see all that's available because there's so much. Also, another very cool feature is they have photo frames. So to place an element, all you have to do is click on the element and drop it over into the design, and you'll see it pop up. So the photo feature I just really like because you can literally drag and drop a photo into this frame, and it is so, so simple. All right. So here is where you're going to be able to insert some text. You have a header option, a subheader option, and also body text. And to place that into your design, you just click on one of them. And I might add, when you add a header or a subheading or a body text, it doesn't have to stay how it is. You can fully customize it. And when you're wanting to customize text in Canva, always make sure that it's highlighted. And then you're going to come up here, and once you have your text selected, you're going to see this text editing bar up at the top, where you can go in and you can select the font. You can change the size of it. You can change the color. If the font is enabled to have bold or italicized, you can also do that. All right, I'm going to delete this. Also, when customizing text, you can align it different ways by hitting this button right here. You can also do a bulleted list or a numbered list by hitting this option. So you see how I was able to easily create that list that I made. And you can even space. You can space between letters and you can space between the lines. So if you're working with something that has, a big body of text, this is a very helpful feature. Also, if you click on these three little dots right here, you can position your text. And we're going to get into layers in just a second. I'm going to show you an example. But this feature just allows you to align it to different areas. If you want it in the center of the page, if you want it to the left, if you want to align it to the top. Also, if you click and highlight text and click these three little dots, you're going to be able to add a link. So say you want to add your website to a design or someone's phone number or email, you can go in there and just type in the link in that little bar, and then it will link it for you automatically. All right. So here we have our styles, and this relates to the brand kit that I mentioned earlier. You can go in here and set preset styles, fonts that you might normally use, colors that you might normally use. For us, we have the blues and, the green and the gray and the white, but sometimes we'll, kind of adventure outside of just that color scheme. That's just kind of our main scheme. So you can go in there and add that if you would like. There's also tons of different preset options if you want to check that out as well. All right, so this is where you would go if you didn't already have your own audio to add into a design. You could simply skim through their already added audio. And there's not a lot of options because of some copyright issues, but you can find some cool stuff in there. Also, you can add videos, and these are really high quality, very nice. And then the last one, you can actually choose a background. And you can choose a background in this section, or you can also go up, this is what I like to do, and hit an element. So that is just a square element, and you can change the color. You can change the size. All right, so let me show you how to layer or position elements. All right, so I'm going to place these two elements in here. All right. So you see how the gray is behind the turquoise? Say that gray is maybe a piece of text that you want on top of the turquoise, but you're like, well, it's behind, my turquoise box. What do I do? You can click on that gray element and you go up to position and you're going to click to the front. And then that's automatically going to move that element up. So super easy to do with just a click. All right.
You have a question from the chat box.
All right.
And actually, if you just read the question out loud, if you don't mind.
Is the link feature a hyperlink you can add for social media posts, etc.? Yes, it is. It should hyperlink. I know when we do some, we've done some marketing materials on our website, and we've used Canva to do them, like different presentations, different pamphlets, and all of those become hyperlinks that are clickable. I don't know if we've actually ever tried to put a website link on an Instagram post. No?
It's a static.
Okay, yeah. So if it's like an Instagram post or a Facebook post, it's not going to be able to because it is static. So, but if you're using it on your website, it'll be able to be a clickable link. All right. Also, something that I didn't mention that I have on my list, you can duplicate elements inside of Canva. If you click on the element, say you want more than one body of text or more than one shape, you can just click on that element and go up here to these. Actually, it's not in my three little dots, it's over here. Sometimes they move on you. You go up to where you see these two little layered, I'm going to just say rectangles, and you just click that. And you'll see it's made a double, it's made a copy. So also don't get confused by thinking this button is going to do that, because this will actually duplicate your page itself, not the actual element. So make sure you're going up here to this icon at the top. All right. So I'm going to represent really quickly. Any questions about either of those editors or anything that you can do within Canva? Anyone online have questions or? All right, Savannah, just let me know if anyone pops in there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to jump into this very neat feature that Canva has, which is a content planner calendar. And this is so convenient. It enables you to not have to jump on Instagram or Facebook every single day to post, but you can plan out your posts, create your designs, schedule them, a week ahead of time if you want, even a month ahead of time. And it will automatically push those out onto social media for you. So it kind of streamlines that process and allows you to create content ahead of time. So I'm going to show you how to do this on mobile view. It is the exact same on desktop, but you are going to find it in that left menu like we mentioned earlier. All right, so let's jump in. So to find the content planner, you are going to go to the menu icon and you are going to hit Content Planner. It's pretty simple, right? It's going to pop up a calendar, and you can see you can hit the over arrows and you can go into months ahead of time. It will let you schedule that far out. You're going to find the day that you want to choose. So say if I want to make a post on a Friday, I click that day, and as soon as I click it, you are going to be able to either create a design right there on the spot that you can do, or you can choose a design that you've already created. So I would recommend that. I would recommend going ahead and having those designs ready to go. That way you can just, put them right in and they're ready. All right. So I chose a design that we had already done, and it was the one that we did for this class, an Instagram post. And once you choose the design, this is going to come up. It's going to have the day. It's going to have a preset day, excuse me, and a time, but you were able to go in and change that time. 10:16 was just, the automated time that they filled in. But to change this, you're going to hit these 3 little buttons right here. And it's going to show you what's going to pop up. All right. So you can change date and time right here. You can also edit your design. You can make a copy or resize. So I hit change date and design, or change date and time, I'm sorry. So you can go in, choose your day, choose your time. And, like we had mentioned in a couple of classes ago, try to utilize those social media insights and look at when your users are most active, because that's really going to help. And once you do that, you're going to get in here and hit schedule to. And you're going to be able to then, if you haven't already, connect your social media accounts. And it's going to walk you through how to do that. And it's a super simple process. Once that is done, you're going to be able to save it. And then it's going to just automatically throw it into, either Instagram or Facebook, whatever you decided. All right. So before the fun stuff that I have for you guys, I want to point out just a couple of tips and tricks inside of Canva, and then also just go over a little bit of design talk. But first, let's cover the tips and tricks. So I'm going to exit out of this really quick. I'm going to show you how to do just a couple of things. So locking elements is a super great thing to do if you're wanting to move things or connect things and move them all at one time. So you see, if I click on this element right here, it's active. So if I go to my 3 little dots, I can hit the lock button, and then now I won't be able to move this or edit it or anything. And this is good if you get something done and you are, happy with how it is and you want to lock it, you're ready to go. All right, so let's unlock this. Okay. So grouping elements, I'm sorry, I said it the opposite way. Grouping elements is something great to do if you want to move more than one thing at once. So you see when I click on this, how they both lit up. And if I went to drag these, they're both going to move at the same time. So you do this by just selecting both of those groups. And to select both, you would click one and you'd hit the shift button and click the other. And then you're going to go to the top and see the group option. And you're going to hit that, and then now they're grouped. They're ready to go. They're together. This is great if you have a header and a list, as this example is, or just elements that you want to move together at once. Just a little trick. There's also a click and drag selection that you can do instead of having to move, multiple elements, at one time. You can actually click and drag to select all of them at once and then place them where you want them. So that's another really great feature that I use all the time. Something that I want to mention is utilize your white space when you're creating posts and materials, and also create posts that show variety. And you can see this in a couple of our business owners here within the city. All right, so I'm going to reshare really quickly. And we're going to talk just a little bit about some design do's and don'ts. All right, so design do's. We cannot stress enough the importance of using really good quality photos. You know, if a photo is pixelated or it's not good quality, that's automatically going to turn people off when they go to view your social media profile. Also, we would advise you not to take a photo of a photo, you know, or anything like that that's going to mess with the quality of your photo. And if you missed Savannah's class last week, she taught on how to take good quality photos with your smartphone. Go back and watch that. It's on YouTube. And she gave so much great information on that. All right, also, I would suggest using a font and color scheme. So can anyone point out the color scheme of these three right here? We have Caitlin Workman, photography. We have Imogene and Rose, Laura Cole. We have CJ Drake with Drake's Place. Can anyone see the color scheme? Anybody take a guess? We'll go with Caitlin's first. Do you see the?
It's like pinks and
Yeah, pinks, grays, kind of like the turquoise. She does turquoise sometimes. What about Laura? Black and gold. Anyone on Zoom want to take a guess about what CJ Drake's color scheme is? At the bottom here. We'll wait just a moment.
I think they're shy.
Come on, y'all. It's not that hard. Anyone here?
Black,
Red, yes, Denise. Red and black, kind of that two-tone contrasted. All right, so using a color scheme, it just gives consistency to viewers and it's attractive, it's aesthetic. So try to go with a color scheme if you can at all, if all possible. Also, a font, you know, group that you kind of go to. We do this every so often, and it just, again, it just creates consistency within your social media profile. Also, edit templates within Canva just enough to be more you and to show the uniqueness of your business and of your brand. Because if you just take a template and you don't change anything except like 2 things, you know, then you're not letting you come out of it. You're not letting your brand come out of it. So edit it just enough to be more you. Also, I recommend using light text on a darker background and dark text on a lighter background because that just allows it to pop and show up better. Just a simple design trick. And also stick to using 1 to 2 fonts per graphic. Don't go font crazy and have like 7 different fonts in one graphic. It just gets confusing to viewers. A design don't would be, try not to, if you can, to go text heavy. You know, for Instagram especially, where it's so photo based, you know, it's not, they actually prioritize just photos and not posts that have a bunch of text on them. So also it's knowing when to do what. So like for Facebook, you can maybe create a flyer that has, you know, a lot of text on it. But for Instagram, try to just focus on those good quality photos and those simple graphics to throw out there. Also, don't use fonts that don't go with your brand. Down here at the Vault in downtown, you know, they're a fine dining restaurant, very nice. They're not going to use Comic Sans in their flyers and their content. So just know what is you. You know, if you have a rustic feel, if you have a, you know, finer feel, just fill that out for yourself. And also, I would recommend don't use stock photos 100% of the time. You know, I wouldn't recommend using a stock photo of a product that isn't yours, or, you know, if you're a restaurant using a stock photo of food that isn't yours. You know, be smart and mindful of when to use those stock photos. All right, so let's see what time I have. We're going to get into some fun for those of you who are with us. It is your turn. I'm going to have each of you, if we have time, come up and draw a little marketing material out of our jar, and I'm going to stand here with you. You're going to be able to use our Canva and create a design. And for those of you on Zoom, you can either, join in or jump off.
I'm
Do you-
gonna tell them, don't hear me.
Okay.
Drop your email in the chat and they're welcome to create something in Canva and email it to you.
Okay, yeah. So Savannah just reminded me, for those of you on Zoom, you can drop your email in the chat. And if you want to create something for us to view, then you can always email that to us. All right, so let's get started. So do we have any takers to go first? No pressure. Felicity, you want to come up? Okay. All right. So I'm going to have you just come up here. And I'm going to have you draw out of our materials jar.
I think I got two.
It's okay. Got it.
No, just one.
A flyer. All right. Awesome. So you're going to go to search. And have you made a flyer before in Canva?
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yep. And then just one.
And for those on Zoom, if you have any questions or comments as we're doing this, just throw it in the chat box and we'll be happy to answer. All right.
And then
So you can just look through.
flyers for all sorts of things that you can print
Mhm.
out, and
Yeah.
that's what I've used it for.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a certain flyer type or?
Mine's like, because I own lodging,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like mountains, outdoors.
Maybe
Yeah.
type outdoor. Let's see what comes up. All right, so that one's kind of
Yeah.
cool. And could you explain to those on Zoom what your business is really quickly?
I have. If I can
You can.
I have lodging that I rent out to ATV riders, and I just bought a house outside of Matoka that has really pretty, it's in a good spot and has really pretty views. And most of the stuff I use Canva for, to do posts and things. And, I have a brand kit on mine
Yeah.
with all my.
So you got into it and know it pretty
Yeah,
well. All right. So let's say you're making a flyer for that new
mhm.
cabin you have. So I'm going to just go down, and sometimes you'll hit templates that have multiple pages. And if you find that and you're not going to use the rest of the pages, you can just simply go and hit the delete button. All right. So let's say you want to add a photo of your cabin, but obviously we don't have a photo of it right now. So let's just try to find a stock photo that would kind of fit. I'm going to go to photos. So cabin or, all right, just pick one that looks,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes.
All right. So let's.
It's the wrong size. So,
Yeah. There we go. To resize an image, all you would have to do is click the little side dots, or there's buttons, tabs that you can resize on the top and on the sides and on the bottom. You just click and drag to make that photo larger, which is what Felicity just did. All right, so
Oops.
you're okay.
I went to the.
So
I
let's
put it
try to
to the-
remove this image. All right, so you remove that image. So now, since that text is kind of, getting in the way, kind of blending into that background, let's try to add a square element and put it to the back. So you can just hit that first one. Yeah. So I clicked on it earlier.
Putting that behind the text. Is that,
Yeah. You'll have to click on position.
yeah. Let's see, do that, and then,
And just hit backward. There you go. Awesome. Awesome. So for the title, I mean, honestly, the title might be a pretty good fit for you. So maybe down here, visit us at
yeah,
our website, or
that's something I had never done in here is use the link.
Oh,
Oops.
let's select it again.
Oops. Oh, that's right.
So you could say visit us at our website too. And you could actually put in, www.
Yeah, if I was doing
To book.
the link, how do I do that?
Okay, so go ahead and
From-
show you all how to link a website. So go ahead and type out your website. Okay. So what you're going to do to link this, and of course, if you're posting this on Facebook or Instagram, it won't be able to hyperlink. But you'll highlight this, and I'm going to copy it. Make sure it stays highlighted. You'll hit the 3 little buttons up at the top, and you'll hit this link button. And you're going to just type in your, website, whatever you want to link, and hit apply. And then it will link it for you.
Okay.
And then maybe right here, putting Dusty Trails, just kind of like as or you could put your logo at the bottom, to make it more you. Right. Awesome. Okay. So that was Felicity's flyer.
Well done.
Awesome. All right. Who wants to go next? You want to go next? Okay. Okay.
Do
you have a question?
For your stuff?
Yes.
I'll have to get that before I leave.
Okay.
You're talking about not being able to add links to Instagram. You can add links to your story if you have over a certain amount of followers, and you can link something in Facebook on Instagram.
Right. Yes. She made a really great point.
Yeah, repeat what she said in the mic, so people can get it.
Yeah. So, what is your name again? Emily. So Emily, Felicity's daughter, made a really great point. You can, although you can't add a link inside of, or the link won't show up if you make a Instagram post or a Facebook post, you can add a link to a Instagram story or even a Facebook story if you have the amount of followers that allows that. And you can also do a swipe up feature as well. So that was a really great point. All right. So you did Instagram story. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to go search for Instagram stories.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you would be creating one for the pharmacy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe try adding pharmacy next to Instagram story. Let's just see what pops up. I know sometimes I can't type. Awesome. Okay. So just pick one that you like.
Okay.
Awesome. I like that one. All right. So just go in and edit maybe that top header and make it, the name. For those of you on Zoom, like I said, feel free to comment, ask a question. Let us know what you think about what they're creating. Awesome. So you could maybe even put something about we have vaccines available, or Mm-hmm. You have to hit the back button. So, okay, great example. If you accidentally do something or delete something that you don't want to, there's this handy dandy back button that you can click and it will just bring it right back. So this actually, okay, there we go. Now you're able to edit. I thought it was going to be a sticker.
Right.
Change the color because the black on the blue doesn't show very well.
Like white.
Too white if you want. Okay, just keep clicking it. You can also, you can also select this number and change it.
Oh, okay.
So maybe try 300. Okay, also what you can do, I'm going to just show you really quickly how to easily size text without having to worry about, changing it up here. So these elements are groups. I'm going to ungroup them really quick. So I can drag these little white circles in, and then I can drag it across to be able to fit it in there correctly. All right.
So how do you know when it's straight? Is that just eyeballing it or?
So to get it center on the page, so you would select this, and I'm going to just select that too because they're right under each other. You can go up here to position and hit center, and it's going to put it in the center of the page.
Can you snap it to the guide to show it?
Snap it to the guide.
So you know it's center on the page. Like the little, when you click the text and move the whole text box, the purple line.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you'll see these little pink purplish guides. That's going to also be able to guide you. And you see how it makes a cross right there? That's going to mean it's centered.
The dotted line means that it's centered within that box immediately behind it, but a solid purple line both ways means that you're completely centered on the page, not just the element that it's behind. Okay.
Yep. Yes, and then down here you could put your website or a phone number, call this to register or to find out how. Oh, you deleted it again. You're okay. You're okay.
Okay, now I really love that.
So remember that handy dandy back button. Okay. When you're going to edit text, make sure you don't just click it once because that just overall selects it. But if you click it twice, that's going to enable you to edit it to what you want. Awesome. Looks great. Awesome. That looks super good. So super simple, just like that. I am going to go ahead and say bye to all of those of you on Zoom. This will conclude our class for today. Like I said, you can always go back and watch this on YouTube if you missed anything or want to just go back over it. And there's also Canva 101 that you can get on YouTube and watch. And also really quickly, before you go anywhere, here is the QR code that you can scan with your phone right here to be able to register for digital etiquette. And that is next week. And Savannah and I will be teaching that. Also, we have a survey. The QR code isn't showing up. I apologize, but we will be sending that survey out to you through email. So just be sure to take that so that we can better gauge on your needs and what we can provide for you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you again. So, all right, have a great day.